There are lots of benefits to pre-preparing a creative writing piece for your English language exam, namely saving time. I think students on average can save about 20 minutes of time by pre-planning their story. They also can go into the exam knowing that they have a top grade story that they can just apply to the question. So how do you do it? Well, there are different ways in which you can do it, and there are different amounts that you can pre-plan. So some people do like words and phrases, some do whole paragraphs, and some write out whole stories. The best thing to do is just think about your own personality and style and what approach would work best for you, and then maybe try it out. Personally, I would pre-plan a whole story because I think it's a bit easier that way to make sure everything fits and flows together, but it is up to you to decide. So for example, let's say I have written out a story. It's a story about an old man reflecting on his life, and I've ensured that I've put in all the great vocabulary, punctuation, techniques, structural features that are going to get me top marks. Now I've obviously got to make it link to the question. So let's say the prompt was on an exciting adventure. Well, in that case, I'll write out my story exactly as I've pre-planned it, and I'll add in a section where he has a flashback to his youth when he did an exciting adventure and he was like kayaking or something. It was really fun. And then that applies it to the question. Or let's say the prompt is write about a time when you met an animal. In that case, I'd do the story of the old man. I'd have a flashback to when he met an animal, or even have an animal come into the scene where he's just reflecting on his life to interrupt his memories maybe. So the idea is that you take whatever story you have and you link it to the question. You find a way to interweave the theme or the topic of the prompt into your story. And it does take practice and time and skill to kind of get really good at that. If you're interested in seeing a bit more about how this is done, I've written out 5 grade 9 creative writing stories that I've then applied to different questions to show you how the process works. If you're interested in that, you can find that from the link in my bio. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments.